Welcome back to Channel 626. Today we're breaking down Lights, Candace, Action, where Candace transforms into Ashley Tisdale, and old Doofenshmirtz gives us a surprise that nobody wants. Let's get right into it. The episode starts with Candace saying,
"To think, to dream, whether 'tis nobler to love, I know not."
Which is an allusion to the famous to be or not to be soliloquy from Shakespeare's Hamlet.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer.
And Candace even recites the line in front of a mirror, much like Kenneth Branagh does in his 1996 adoption of the play. Candace's lines come from
The Princess Sensibilities,
which is likely a mashup of the two popular titles, The Princess Diaries
shut up,
and Sense and Sensibility.
Obviously.
You can even hear a parody of the song A Particular Sum from Sense and Sensibility playing in the background.
The Princess Sensibilities, my favorite play.
This musical theme is repeated throughout the episode.
To think, to dream, whether 'tis nobler to love, I know not.
Meanwhile, the boys are filming a video with a monster whose roar sounds remarkably similar to Godzilla's.
What is going?
And while the monster is towering over and destroying the town, Candace towers over and destroys the monster. We can also see Ferb holding a monkey puppet, potentially referring to King Kong. Godzilla and King Kong have a history of fighting each other, and this is perhaps Phineas and Ferb's version of that fight. We don't see Perry enter his lair in this episode, but when we cut to him, we hear a monogram say,
"There you are, Agent P."
You can see the normal file photo of Doofenshmirtz on the screen, and we learn in a later episode that he took that photo in a studio on the day he first met Perry.
It was the happiest day of my life. It was the day I decided to get my picture taken. But it wasn't until I got outside the photo store that my life changed forever. I had a feeling that there was someone hiding behind the mailbox. I had a nemesis.
Then we zoom into the manhole on the ground, expecting Perry to pop out of it. But just like how he always breaks into Doofenshmirtz's place instead of using the door, he breaks through the street just a few inches next to the manhole. The lady doing Candace's nails is also one of the women who swoon when Perry chirps in his music video for his theme song.
Women swoon whenever they hear him say.
Candace's personal trainers are
Olga and Chicago Joe.
Drop and give me 20.
who are the Lice twins from Gunther Goat Cheeses in Drusselstein that we met in the previous episode.
And the Lice twins, Olga and Chicago Joe.
Isabella clearly runs a tight ship as Phineas and Ferb's agent.
Look, my client gets 3% of the gross and a piece of the back end, or he walks. Yeah, that's right. You mess with the bull, you get the horns, buddy.
Then we get a variation on the too young gag.
Don't you think they're a little young to be big budget movie directors?
With 176 million hits, they could be in diapers for all I care.
And the director says,
But in the end, the curse is lifted, and in your big dramatic scene, you will look stunning.
which comes true in post-production when we see a live-action version of Candace's voice actress, Ashley Tisdale.
To think, to dream, to be free of the curse.
The newspaper in Candace's daydream says, acting genius takes home 16 awards, and we see her carrying 8 of them in the picture. Candace goes to leave and keeps hitting her costume head on the doorframe. We see this happen multiple times, and we never actually see her figure it out. We again see Perry's propensities for breaking through things, and Doofenshmirtz says,
This time, you'll pay.
Perry pays up, but apparently doesn't learn his lesson because he continues to do it in future episodes.
Betty the Platypus, look, could you just use the front door from now on? Could you just do that for me?
Doofenshmirtz says that he gave up evil,
I've given up evil to pursue the art of cheese making.
which is actually one of multiple times that he says this throughout the 4 seasons.
Doofenshmirtz claims to have given up evil.
And by the end, he actually does give up evil for good.
You are now officially Auka agents.
And while he's not always good at being good, we do learn in Milo Murphy's Law, and spoiler alert for anyone who has not seen that show yet, that he does change the world by inventing time travel.
You, sir, are my idol.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you're Professor Time. You're going to invent time travel and change the world.
Candace gets pelted by spaceships, airplanes, and
The space armada from the planet Flying Supplies.
you could say they threw the kitchen sink at her. The starving monkey that they strapped the video camera to looks remarkably similar to the puppet of the monkey that they used in their home video. And after a hungry Ferb chases Candace, we get to see him eating his sandwich in the next scene. Phineas says,
The monster, that's you, gets attacked by 800 cubic feet of rats, spiders, and snakes.
but the boxes are actually full of rats, snakes, and bats, not spiders. But strangely enough, we do see live spiders crawling away after they fall on Candace. Phineas reassures Candace,
Relax, they're made out of rubber.
harkening back to the rubber snakes that they dropped on the roller coaster in the first episode.
Relax, they're just rubber.
After Ferb drops the wrong props, we see one more fall onto Candace,
Drop the flower petals.
Whether 'tis no.
Oops, wrong prop. What the heck? Let's keep
and if you listen closely, you can hear her groan in pain.
it.
The castle in the final version is Algata of Segovia, a medieval castle in Spain that used to be used by the royal family and is now a museum. The baby that gets zapped looks similar to the giant floating baby head before growing older. We see Perry sweat for the first time, and it looks like milk, which is referenced in future episodes.
Am I sweating milk?
You're not a platypus, but I'm gonna see you sweat!
When we first see the screening audience, there are a couple fireside girls in attendance, but when we check in on them after they get zapped by the Inator, they are no longer there. Maybe they went to get popcorn. The elderly crowd stampedes past, knocking down Candace, but not the boys. And as they storm out, you can hear them say,
Too loud with all the rock. Oh, a waste of my time!
Doofenshmirtz then says,
Well, I have a little surprise of my own!
which is the first, but unfortunately not the last time we see him in his underwear. Old Doofenshmirtz says,
Curse you, Barry the platypus!
and the video Phineas and Ferb upload to their website shows the world exploding, which is similar to scenes used in multiple future episodes. And on Ferb's side of the room, we see an iconic London phone booth with the label Chelsea on it, referring to Chelsea, London. Phineas and Ferb say,
Fame is fleeting.
But the internet is forever.
which is a riff on Napoleon's famous line, "Glory is fleeting, but obscurity is forever." And Candace ends up getting fame, but not the kind she was hoping for.
I got it! The swamp monster of Danville! You rock!
She rocks.
Yeah.
If you liked this video, make sure to check out my breakdowns of other episodes right here. And click here to see compilations of some fan favorite Phineas and Ferb running gags. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and remember, there's no platypus controlling you.
I'm not speaking metaphorically. The platypus controlling me is underneath the table.